see it over here. This I was trying to tell you. Now, since we have discussed the theory, it's easy to comprehend this part. See the diagram over here. This is your Prussia area. This is your Baltic Sea, Prussia area. Okay. This will be your Saxony, Bavaria, Lorraine, Alsace. This is France, right? And Sedan, Westphalia. Okay, this will be a part of Denmark. We will see it in the wars also. Holstein and Schleswig, Hamburg. So this is your major lands of Germany. Is it clear? Now, it is said that initially by 1865, this was whole Prussia, and these parts, if you see over here, these were attacked by Prussia. All these parts were attacked under Prussia. So Prussia had an important role, and then Prussia joined, okay, in the North German Confederation, and further these southern states. If I draw it on the map like this, I will say that in this whole part, okay, in this whole part, it was under Bismarck. Okay, he was made the Chancellor of Prussia, and over here he had his blood and iron policy. So by this, he tried to get a hold of northern Germany. Is it clear? Now, this part over here, okay, this part over here is your southern Germany part, and this we will see via Battle of Sedan. There will be a Battle of Sedan along with the diplomatic policy. It will be combined together, and then the south and this north will be combined, north and south combined together, leading to a unified Germany. Is it clear? Now, what were the reasons which were favorable for the unification of Germany? The first one over here is Zollverein. Okay, we'll just see what it is. Zollverein. The second one over here is your intellectual revolution. Third is the economic development which happened in Germany. And fourth, a revolution of 1848. Is it clear? Let's see here. What is Zollverein? Zollverein, basically, it brought the whole economic unity of Germany. You can say here that it was one whole economic group in Germany. Now, Zollverein, it was an economic union of Prussia and few smaller German states, okay, which was formed in 1819. And later the other states of Germany had also joined it. And it is said that because of this, the member states, they carried out the free trade without paying any kind of custom union. Now, this economic unit also led to sense of unity in this whole part of Germany. Map, I hope the map is clear. This is Prussia. Major role will be of Prussia, and it will keep on fighting the wars here with Schleswig Holstein, Denmark, these wars will be fought, right? Again, Austria, the wars will be fought. Till here, whole part will be occupied by this. Here, it will be occupied by via uh, diplomatic alliances or ways of diplomacy. And Alsace and Lorraine, this will be taken away from the France because these are again iron producing, coal producing areas. Now, second thing which we will notice here is intellectual revolution. Okay, just now we have already seen the role of philosophers in rising of national consciousness, but over here it will be basically Martin Luther. His writings will play a important role. Okay, the Student Reformist Society, it is called as Burschenschaft. It presented many reforms for the unity of the Germans, and they actively opposed the reactionaries and Metternich policy. Metternich I have discussed in your French Revolution time. Okay, and what happened? They also have organized a national fest tracing a common lineage of all the Germans, and this led to create a sense of unity among the people. Is it clear? And even the work of German philosophers such as John Gottfried Herder or Fichte, along with this work of Hegel. Hegel is very important because he Hegel was the one who actually was propagator of idea of nationalism. You can quote in this in essay also. Okay, he has emphasized or emphasized his writings have intensified this whole concept of nationalism. Now understand, Hegel had given his dialectical method. Okay, dialectical method where he gives a thesis, okay, and then he gives a antithesis, and then he says that there is a synthesis of all this history. He has emphasized that history is unfolding of the events, and it was in the writings of Hegel's that the feeling of patriotism amongst the Germans arose. Do you know it was Hegel only on whose philosophy Karl Marx has given his own philosophy of communalism? What he did, he reversed the dialectical method of Hegel. Okay, that's another thing, not for our class relevance. Another thing which we notice over here is that economic development. What we had noticed that initially all the states over here in Germany were agrarian states, but they later underwent a massive transformation and led to industrial development. We have already discussed the Ruhr region of Persia. When I was discussing with you the Vienna conference, I had told you that this region was very rich in terms of coal and iron mine. Apart from this, Alsace and Lorraine, these two states which were taken upon from France, even we find that lot of iron ores have been found over here. And there was also a demand for unifying or at least merging these smaller states with the larger states for better connectivity, cooperation, and the hurdles. Is it clear? Now, another thing which we have noticed over here is that revolution of 1848 took place over here. And in this revolution, we have seen that in France, it had effects on the German state too. There were series of revolts in Prussia, in Saxony, in Bavaria. Let's very quickly go through the map again. See over here. In Prussia, in Saxony, in Bavaria, all these areas. What did we notice? That the wars were fought amongst the people, or the remnants of the revolts were felt over here. The revolutionaries, they were successful ultimately in establishing constitutional rule, liberty, lawful monarchy in many of the German states. Now what happened that after this, many of the German nationalists, they came together, they convened a meeting at Frankfurt in order to discuss the fates of the German states, that how it will be. It also drafted a constitution for unified Germany. So you can note down over here that this is important event. You have to always mention whenever you are answering the unification of Germany. Even the Democrats, they wanted to form a German federation, and they wanted it under the monarchy of Prussian emperor, who was William IV. However, the Prussian king declined the offer of being the emperor of Germany, and this move brought an end to the vision of the revolutionaries.